Okay, I've got one little spot that I have to touch up. It's way over here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But what I wanted to tell you was the next step I'm going to do, and I know this says Brillo because I'm reusing a bottle, but I'm going to use, this is Windex. This is just regular old Windex that I actually buy in a bulk at Lowe's. They sell it in a bigger bottle. But I'm just going to use some Windex and spray the panel and then wipe it off. Now you can use, there's other commercial type solvents that can be used to do this, and later on I would use a degreaser or something like that when I get to the paint step. But at this point all I'm trying to do is get the dust off of this panel so that when I spray it, it's a nice clean surface for the primer to stick to. And obviously I'm going to blow this off too and make sure this is dry. You want no moisture at all coming through this. But I'm going to continue that after I do that little bit of prep work. That actually gives you a little bit more color too, so you can see where it's the different colors of the filler material. Hopefully. I know the camera's having trouble focusing. But that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to blow that off and make sure it's dry, and then I'm going to get some primer ready to spray it. Another thing you can do that's beneficial is use a tack cloth. They sell these at the paint store, and it's just a really sticky piece of material that it'll gather up any of the dust that's left behind, and you just wipe it over. And I'm going to go over the whole thing, but I'm just going to stop right there, because the other part I'm going to do is I'm going to take some SEM self etch, because I do have bare metal in a variety of places, and normally I would use gray, but I don't have any gray. I'm all out, so I'm going to use some black, and all I'm doing is hitting the bare spots, because I want to have some protection, especially on these edges. And it really, you know, some people would just go straight to primer, and that's okay, but I want to have a little more material, and the self etch does a great job eating into the paint, eating into the metal I should say, and bonding. Gives you just a little more protection, and all this will go away whenever I spray the gray on top, the primer. But that's it, just trying to hit the bare spots. Okay, I've shown you this before. This is JP202 Shopline Primer Surfacer from PPG, and of course the hardener. And I've used this as a primer and as a sealer. It's got two different mixes there. The top one is for priming, and the lower one is for sealing, because you thin it out a little bit for that for a sealing process. So I'm going to mix some of that up. I'm using these 3M PPS cups. Things are pretty cool. It has this little disposable liner, and then it's got these caps with a screen built in, and this pops in there, and you put this ring on top, and then this locks into this little silver part on top here. Now you have to buy that to make it fit, but and these are just some really couple cheap spray guns I picked up as a kit at the paint store, and I use these for priming, and actually I use it for spraying paint too, but I did pick up a better clear coat gun at the Vilbus. So I'm going to mix up this primer and go spray it. Okay, let's spray some paint. Actually, let's spray some primer. Okay, so I stopped the video, but you saw I did a pattern back and forth, and then I did 2 patterns side to side. And from what I can see, I know it's hard to tell with the camera, I think it looks pretty good. There's a couple little areas that I'm going to have to address and maybe reshoot one more coat, but that's not unexpected. Just stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, I went back and used the guide coat to give some black texture, and I'm coming back and using the 180, the same piece I had earlier, and I'm just going to do the same kind of process, but on top of the primer. Still do my crisscross, following the shape of the panel. And real quick, you can see, at least I hope you can see, hardly any black showing up other than where I'd already or hadn't sanded yet. I know it's hard to see with the camera not wanting to focus, but it's going to turn out pretty nice. I'm going to turn the camera off and finish up sanding this panel with 180. Well, I thought I'd bring it outside. Hopefully the camera can do a little better job of focusing. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, this was with 180. There's a couple spots where it broke through, but that's okay, because I'm gonna top coat it with basically a sealer. I'm gonna thin down the primer and spray it again. But that's all I'm gonna do on this video series right now, is just show you this panel and where it's at. I think it turned out really nice, and that's going to be it. Stay tuned for the other stuff I'm doing. I'm going to soon, hopefully soon, get some paint all over this Mustang and try to get it done.